Yo, 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 what's good, YouTube? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back welcoming you to Answering the Bell with Stormybman, the call-in show for this Sunday, July 25th, 2021. We are back after we had our launch show last Sunday. And I was asked if I would be doing this again this Sunday. And I said, why not? We had a lot of positive response to last week's show. We had some familiar faces, new faces, and some old troops out there who came out to support Stormybman with his first launch of the call-in type of a show. So we are back again, and as long as the people want to support and come out, we will continue to try to bring you this type of content. It's a wonderful day, but the day also has a little bit of a cloud over it because we were not blessed and graced with something that we had been highly anticipating for July 24th. And of course, we all know what that's all about, and we're going to talk about that amongst other things today. But we're here, and I want to start off with acknowledging people that have come out in the chat thus far. And please don't forget to smash the like button out there as you come in. It helps tweak the algorithm when you say you want to support something and you come out and you hit that like button. That's evident of it. And it'll also put us up in the upper categories of when people scroll through the boxing content. You know, Stormybman can be up there where people can put eyes on us and put ears on us to hear what we're talking about here. So going into the chat to welcome everyone. We had Dwayne Jones out there, says bless up from Atlanta. Big homie Coop is out there, says salute Sifu at Stormybman. And backsmack the like button. Class is in session, so pay attention. That's right. He says salute to all the family in the chat. And we also have Terry Smoot Jr. out there. He says, salute kings and queens. Yes, sir. Jamil Allen, a.k.a. Jelly Bean, is out there. Says, salute OG. Salute to you. Channel member Bruce Goes is out there. Says, salute Stormybman and family. I'm on the road and can't answer you, but I acknowledge it all. Salute to you, Bruce Goes, and safe travels while you're on the road, bro. So don't forget to make sure you pay attention to what you're doing out there. We don't want you to have nothing but good tidings on your way and on your trip. Who else we got? JJ is out there, says salute OG Sensei, salute to the chat. Anthony Bolton is out there, says salute. Ancestral Rage is back. Mr. Mechanical says, salute Stormybman in the chat. Salute to you. And King Vonnie 86 is saying, good morning. Crod 7435 says, salute. Salute to you all as well, man. I am glad to be here. Glad we're back. And we're going to do this thing. Talking about bringing you this kind of conversation for this early morning grind. The reason I can't do anything like that on the weekdays is because, you know, Stormybman got a job, a regular J-O-B, as Pops would say, from Friday. And hey, man, you gotta get in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying? So that and listen, having a job, I ain't complaining. Let's not get that twisted up. It's how I'm able to pay the bills at this point, you know, thus far. Hopefully things can change and I can do some other things which will allow me an opportunity. But good morning to you again. And before we get on that down into the show, I want to remind people that in the description box we have links that are available for the Stormybman Streamlabs, for merchandise and donations. If you click on that link, it's in the description box, also on the first page of the Stormybman channel, right up there where the logo picture is. There's a PayPal donation button and 2 Streamlab buttons. Both of those will take you to either the merchandise or the donation for the channel. Just reminding that for those who would like to support Stormybman's brand, that's out there for you to do so. And again, it's the blue link that's in the description box where you can click on that at any time. You don't have to leave the channel or anything like that. It'll take you right there and you can come right on back if you decided to do so. Also, a reminder that Stormybman is still an ambassador for the Black Gentleman's Grooming Company. And in the description box there is also a shareable link, clickable link where you can click on and you go right over there to the Black Gentleman Grooming Company website and look through an assortment of products that are developed and handcrafted where you can get something especially for yourself. There are oils and hair and skin products, beard oils, deodorant, soaps, so many, a variety. So, if you enter the code StormyBman, you'll get 10% off of your purchase. So just reminder of that. And, Junior the Truth has done a great deal of things out there where he's expanding the way that we can connect as a community. And the brother is doing a wonderful job of that, even offering tips on stock investments and all of that, where Stormy is like, I'll be listening, but I'm like, math wasn't my greatest subject. But I'll be listening and taking notes. You know what I'm saying? But salute to the brother for what he's doing, and he's leading the way. And so here I am once again, bringing up the rear, carrying the coattails, trying to get us from here to there. And that's what it takes. It takes all of us saluting and assisting one another as we go forward with our endeavors. And one last reminder, well, not a last reminder, but the last of the messages here. Don't forget, now I have not had many people participating in this, the free giveaway, Jackie Chan's Drunken Master Blu-ray, can be yours. If you so desire, a free thing from the Stormybman channel. All it requires is when you leave comments on any of the content on the station, whether it's a video, whether it's a live stream, after you leave your comment, you just type in enter to win. And the first person who happens to be the 50th person can win this Blu-ray. It's free. It'll be shipped to you. It's brand new, never been opened, and it's the first giveaway of Stormybman's channel. So there will be other giveaways. So, just support the thing, man. I mean, 50 is a small number, right? I mean, we have so many people that have joined the channel, supported the channel, subscribed to the channel, and I can't get 50 people to give this thing away. Come on, man. I know there's some Kung Fu lovers out there because y'all be in the Kung Fu Film Focuses chats. So come on down and support us and type in enter to win after one of your silly comments, and this could be yours. I think we only got like 24 people so far that have typed in enter to win. Hey, 24 more, you know what I mean? Just do it, Just do it. So with that being said, we're getting all the bills out the way and we could get on down to the show. But we had a few more people come in. We got PGH Big Dog out there. He says, salute Stormybman in the chat. Sheldon Holmes is out there saying, good morning, Stormy in chat. JC saying, fam. And Cry 7435 says, still upset that Wilder Fury 3 got postponed this weekend. October better come through. Yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit, man, and I think you may still be disappointed. I hope that I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. We got Eric Jenkins, channel member, out there. He's saying salute, and Ronald Haskins saying, hey, enter the win. No, Ronald Haskins, that's a D- for you, because I said in the comment section on any other videos or live streams, you happen to be in the live chat right now, my brother. So you see, listen up, focus up, and do it the right way. Huh? It ain't hard. Stormy be telling you this all the time. But again, D+ for Ronald Haskins. Hey, D+. Huh? And World Combat Sports is out there. It says, good morning, salute at Stormybman. Salute to you, brother. Good to see you out there and coming in to support the show this morning. Yeah, man. We had a fight last night that in the heavyweight division. A lot of people didn't get a chance to see this if they didn't have, what do you call it, BT Sports or the app where you could stream this or whatever. But yeah, Ronald Haskins, see there? Yeah, you got to focus up, bro. I tell you all the time. Stormy, be on top of it, man. Be on top of it. Yeah, we had a fight over in the UK. They had this heavyweight night with Joe Joyce, the Juggernaut, taking on Carlos Got him, tack him. Because they got him again in this one, man. They just, I don't know. What is it about the UK refs, man? These guys, they need to go back to refereeing school. It's like what kind of rules do they come up with in their fights? I just don't know. I don't understand it. But the Juggernaut came out on this night, and he happens to be in the top 10 in the heavyweight division. I went as far as last night to say that I put him in the top 4. And the reason I put him in the top 4 is that there's an assortment of activity that has not transpired between the two top 3 guys. That would be Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, and Anthony Joshua, in no particular order. I'm not going to set them as number 1, 2, and 3. It's just the 3 dudes, the 3 amigos. And I think that Joyce has propelled himself up to number 4. Even some might even try to sneak Dillian White higher than he needs to be or whatever, but you cannot take away from the fact that Dillian White has sought not to fight the stiffest of competition. And I don't think that Joyce has that problem. I think the problem will be for him, a lot like Luis Ortiz, that people will steer clear of him because he's dangerous. He's a big man. He has boxing tools and abilities. I think he's a silver medalist from the Olympics. And also, he is strong, has a chin of granite. Puts me in mind of a latter-day Ray Mercer out there. The difference between he and Ray Mercer as far as their personalities and character, I think that Joe Joyce is definitely, if you met the guy or saw the guy and sat down and had a conversation with him, he wouldn't even give you an impression that he's a boxer. Huh? He doesn't have that surly disposition or anything. He's really a calm and cool, collected dude. Seems like a nice guy. I don't know him, but this is what he projects. And that's a positive thing, to be able to project in that manner. And I'll say this also, that's marketable. And when it comes down to talking about getting it on with his contemporaries, I don't think that he would shy away from anyone. I think if anything, people would be concerned with him because he's definitely a person who would offer up, a challenge, because you're not just going to knock that guy out. And he comes in well conditioned. His weight can fluctuate 20 to 30 plus pounds. Okay. And he's still in optimum shape. And looking at him at the weigh-in, and when they came face to face after the weigh-in for the stare down, I was like, my goodness, he's so much bigger than Takam. It's like Takam's going to have his work cut out for him, right? And it turned out to be that way. Though some people were scoring the fight, favorably for Takam, I always say, man, it don't matter who's winning early rounds. What matters is what the end result is. And he had to find a way to get through 12 rounds with the Juggernaut, who just keeps coming and coming and coming on like a wave. A very suitable nickname for the brother, Joe Joyce. He's that type of, it's like a brick wall just closing in on you. It's like he's coming. You got to get out the way, man, or he going to run you over. So let's see. We got Shermaine Callahan out there. Says salute all. Devin Blocker is out there. It says Stormybman, salute King, salute to you. Demetrius Bright is out there. Says salute family, salute to you. And Ronald said that fight looks so amateurish. Devin Blocker says facts, Stormy B, his chin is tough. I don't think it's just his chin. I think his personality. I think he's a guy that's tough inside as well. That helps in the chin department because you have the confidence to understand that, hey, in boxing, you're going to get hit. So you're naturally conditioned to deal with what's at hand. That's a strong constitution. We don't see a lot of that in the sport today because you have so many men who are trying to protect their brand, their record, and keep themselves safe, so to speak. But with a sport like boxing, you need challenges, something that tests your mettle from time to time. I'm not saying that every fight needs to be a barn burner, but you need these fights to keep you focused, to keep you sharp, to keep your edge. And when guys just go in there knocking off opponents who clearly on paper don't stand a chance, you can fall into a rut of complacency. Okay. And when you fall into that rut of complacency, what happens is you lose that competitive edge. And then on a given night, when you have a spirited fighter who happens to be another one of those on paper that you have been designated to do away with, and they give you a rougher go than what was expected, then people's eyes open up and say, oh, you got exposed and all of that stuff. But hey, no, it's not that. The exposure comes when you absolutely don't want to do better than what you've been facing. That's the exposure. It's not the individual who gives you a go in the ring, because that's what's supposed to happen in the ring. Nobody is supposed to just go in there and lay down. They're supposed to earn their keep. And when you make the kill, you eat what you kill. You know what I'm saying? So it's like in boxing, this is something that is kind of like being really watered down, and promoters have a tremendous amount to do with that, because they also try to sell fighters and their records to the network. Okay. And the network is going to say, oh, is he undefeated? Oh, he has a championship belt. Yeah, we can put him on our feature once a month or once every couple of months or whatever. See, listen, they should be selling. He's a hard-edged, blue-collar guy. He comes from a good family. He came from dire straits. He came from an orphanage. Whatever the story, right? Sell the story of the man and why he should be good to be on the network anyway. Don't just the record. Because, I mean, records are made to be broken. Huh? They are. At the end of the day, records are made to be broken. You know, unless you got some old wax recordings of the OJs or something like that, then you don't break them. You blow the dust off of them, put them in the sleeve, and put them away till you're ready to have your next red light party. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Mr. Mechanical said, oh, he's saluting Devin and Demetrius. Slide Encounter says, I was going to ask, who does Joyce remind you of back in the day, stylistically? Yeah, I think I just answered that one for you. And my brother, Curtis Anderson, a.k.a. Kurt Sugar, a.k.a. The Historian, a.k.a. Blue Blood Sports TV co-host, a.k.a. my three wise men co-hosts, along with Scrapbook Boxing. What's good with you, Kurt? I'm doing a little bit of my Blue Blood imitation right there. Salute to Blue Blood Sports TV as well. Yeah, so these are the kind of things that we talk about putting together. And Joe Joyce has a lot of that positively. If he were an American heavyweight, he could be promoted very well. He could. But again, America has looked to invest in the garbage can. Okay, that's the thing. They have chucked their own kind, their own national representatives, and start digging in the wastebasket of other places and sources, trying to big up something that needs to be put down. You know what I mean? And if you really been watching what they've been doing and how they've been backing, you could see it as clear as day. And this is what it is. We have to talk about that as well. It's like America really has turned around and is shooting itself in the behind every single day with how they treat their own. This country used to be number one. Now they're not. And they won't ever get to that status if they don't recognize the integrity of infrastructure. Those who make the model, those who build within. See, and you can't get anywhere without that, because that's what sustains you. See, and I ain't trying to come across as being preachy, but it's a fact. You have to acknowledge the problems that this nation has. K-Rod 7435 says, I've lost before. When I used to wrestle in high school, I went 27-3. And every time I lost in school matches or tournaments, I kept getting better naturally. The same thing should go for boxing. Well, see, K-Rod is it's like this, and we've talked about this so many times, and I don't mind repeating it because it's a lesson that needs to be drilled. Okay? The reason, and this has been stated, in so many different ways, it's been used, analogies in movies and things like that, but I'll say it simply where people can really relate to it. The reason that we suffer setbacks is so that we learn how to overcome, persevere, and gain, and to go beyond where we suffered that setback, where we were stopped. It's like the thing in the Batman film when Alfred told Bruce Wayne, he says, why do we fall? So we can learn to pick ourselves up again. It's the same thing when it comes to suffering defeat in life, in boxing. You shouldn't stop there just because you lost a fight. If you got knocked out, you take time off, get yourself together, you come back. If you lost a decision, you go back to the drawing board, and you do this as well with a knockout. You go back to the drawing board and see where your shortcomings were, and then you come back to persevere and to gain and go beyond. It's just a test. And for those who no longer want to go beyond that point, it just speaks of your character, where you stop yourself, because the world didn't stop you. You stopped. Okay. You should have the disposition of I can't be denied. If they lock that door, I'm going around to the side door. If the side door is locked, I'm going around to the back door. If the back door is locked, I'm cracking a window and I'm climbing through it. You understand? Don't let it be the end for you. And that's what some people do in life. Huh? They'll give up. Huh? They don't even want to get up and go to work in the morning. But they'll come and tell you, hey, man, you think you something because you got a car. You think you something because you got a house. You think you something because you bought some new shoes. Why are you spending so much time looking at me? You could be doing the same thing. But no, you want to sit there, wait for the mailman and hope that he going to leave something in your mailbox for you. But he will. They call bills, huh? And they got to get paid. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's exactly what that's all about, man. But yeah, we're going to get on down to it and open up the phone lines for people. And we'll see if you guys want to call in and talk to Stormy. We're calling it the, Answering the Bell is the name of our show here, in case no one knew that. But that's the name of the show, Answering the Bell. So, but yeah, so we'll make it available for you guys. The number's there on the screen now. And you could call in and talk to Stormybman. See what's going down. But yeah, this Carlos Takam and Joe Joyce fight was definitely a fight that I saw favoring Joyce. You know what I mean? It was one of those things where we knew that Joyce should be favored. We just didn't know how he was going to win. And at the end of the day, he's a big man punching down on a smaller man. And regardless of we saw that Mr. Takam, he's for 40 years old. He looks in great shape, right? With all those muscles and everything. But muscles don't guarantee a victory, huh? Unless you're using the major muscle up here called the B-R-I-A-I-N. I'm on misspelling here on live stream. That's crazy. But the brain, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So K-Rod also says, I understand fighters want to protect their but that doesn't help you grow as a fighter when you try to cherry pick and keep a good payday until you lose it to someone that upsets the apple cart. Yeah. Trick Nolte is out there. He says, salute to you, Stormybman, in the chat. Salute to you, Trick. Good to see you this morning. And K-Rod says, Muhammad Ali once says, you don't lose if you get knocked down. You lose if you stay down. I agree with that statement 24/7. Yeah, but a lot of guys out here don't agree with it, brother. That's the problem. They don't agree, huh? So, and they don't listen. They don't listen to what Muhammad Ali said. They don't listen to what I say. It's like, hey, and this is why they have the problems that they have, because at least it's somebody with life experience trying to share something with you and help you on your travels in life. It's like, you don't want to listen. Okay, that's fine. There's plenty of potholes and graves out there for you to fall into. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So, but yeah, as we think about what it's all about, being able to overcome will plant the seeds, and also it helps stimulate the desire in you as a person. If you just want to remain stagnant and don't grow or flourish or anything like that, that's your prerogative. But most people want to do better in life, huh? It's okay to have some bologna, fried and put it on some bread or whatever. But some people like pork chops, huh? They like steak, huh? So, it comes out in a different way. Okay, we got a call out there. Who we got? Let's see here. Okay, we got 518 in the building. Who's that? 518?
Yes, hi there.
What was that?
This is Kieran calling, right? This is Kieran calling into the show, right?
This is who? Kenneth? Hello? You said Kenneth?
Kieran.
Okay,
yeah,
what you
Kieran.
want? What's on your mind, man? Speak up.
Oh no, I just wanted to kind of add in with what you were saying earlier about how fighters or how people don't want to listen to, I guess like the reality of understanding like how taking losses in the sport of boxing, doesn't like really take down your whole career. And I think like when you look back at it, all the greats have lost, and people shouldn't have to be, turned down if they lose coming into their pro career.
Yeah. You mentioned all the greats have lost, right? And you put it like this. Would you actually be calling them greats if they didn't have certain opposition to challenge them or suffer setbacks that put them in a position to allow greatness to come into play?
Yeah, definitely. Every single fighter that you see that has fought the best opposition always get talked about. So it shouldn't be any shame if you lose when you keep testing yourself to the highest level.
Absolutely. And you also have to look at it like this. Let me take this super chat real quick. Hold on one moment, caller. We got Demetrius Bright out there in that super chat. Thank you for your donation to the channel. He says, still touched by the Tuesday night conversation. Just supporting the channel. Thank you. Thank you for the content. Yeah, man, you're welcome. And that's what we try to do here. Keep it growing. But what I was going to say, caller, about this thing about getting better and being tested. When you have the opportunity to show what you can do and you're stopped, okay, it's like somebody slammed the door in your face, or they cut the line off, or they put the close for business sign up, and you can't go beyond that point. It's like, that's frustrating. It's like, man, I didn't get a chance to show my wares, what I could do or whatever. So there's something in you that usually chomps at the bit to get out there and say, hey, look at me. You know what I mean? With professional fighters, there's something that you have to have as a part of what you do. Minorly, it's ego. But majorly, it should be the desire to want to do something, to have some type of excitement for success, huh? Not complacency. Complacency comes in when people achieve what they wanted. Like, you only wanted to have this amount of money. You feel like you'll be comfortable or be able to have this amount of material possession or something like that. When that contentment sets in, you're done. Like a steak that's ready to be taken off of the grill. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. I think that the only disagreement that a casual boxing fan would say is just that, well, when you lose, then, people are just going to like write you off and you're not going to be talked about, blah, blah, blah. But that's obviously not true, because guys like Mike Tyson are still talked about, even though that, he had fought the best, but when he lost to his contemporaries, look at where he's at now. It's just like, I think it's just like when people are trying to make it big in the sport of boxing, they're so like addicted with trying to make their records look better. But once they step it up and once they get, tested to the highest level, that's what really sets up the tone of where they are talent-wise, that will define their careers.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I agree with that 1,000%. Was there something else on your mind?
The final thing that I just wanted to say is I appreciate your channel I like watching your videos, and I think everything that you do and all the other channels that come out with the truth is what keeps up the sport of boxing alive. And I'm happy to support the journey.
Well, we appreciate that, man. We really do. We try to do it from the perspective of I've done coaching and everything like that, but also life experience plays a great deal of role of what I have to offer, and never any foolishness or nothing like that. I try to keep things light sometimes and make people laugh a little bit along the way, but there's definitely knowledge to be passed on and life experience to be shared. So that's what we try to do here with Stormy's platform. But welcome to the show. Don't be a stranger. Come back and call back in again. We appreciate your call, bro.
Yep. Thank you very much, Stormy. Bye.
All right. Peace to you. All right. That was our first call of the day. Good call, man. Very good call. Very good call. Oh, we got another one coming in right away. Who we got there? 267. Who's this? Go ahead, 267. Oh, he must have got disconnected. .202, who we got?
Hey, Stormy, salute, sir. This is Mr. Mechanical.
Mr. Mechanical?
Yes, sir. How you be?
Hey, man, salute to you. How you doing, brother, this morning? Thanks for calling in.
All right. Yeah, appreciate it. First time on the call-in show, but, I'm a regular in the chat. Just had a quick question for you, though, Stormy.
Yeah.
With the potential of the Porter and Bud fight, we know that, Bud is definitely a great boxer. So we know Porter would not definitely win by trying to, box with him for 12 rounds. Of course, he's going to have to try to apply pressure and make it, a dog fight. So my question is, if we know Porter's resume and him being in basically the best fights as far as with all the top welterweights that's actively fighting, not named Manny Pacquiao, do you think with Bud, this man Bud's real first fight against a top welterweight, do you think that will play more so in Porter's advantage in the fight with him being, more familiar with being under the bright lights in the big fights?
Well, and thank you for your question. And I'll answer it like this. Two parts I'll answer. First of all, the lights can't be any bigger for Bud than he going across, to another country and winning a world title in someone else's backyard in hostile territory. When he first became a world champion, that's what he was able to do. Every time he has faced an opponent that was supposed to be the challenge for him as he was moving through the divisions before arriving at welterweight, not only did he step up to the challenge, but answer the call and turn back those challenges. Now, he's been waiting to fight someone at this weight class, and I'm not getting tied up into who says what. I just know what hasn't transpired. And for whatever reason, fights with certain individuals at welterweight have not taken place. But this is supposedly on the table now. Second part is this. Bud Crawford is a better boxer than Shawn Porter could ever dream about being. Matter of fact, it's only been within the past couple of years that Shawn has added more boxing as a wrinkle to what he's doing. So he has just recently added this, whereas Bud been able to box. He's been able to brawl at the lower weight, and he has the ability to switch from orthodox to southpaw. So his boxing acumen and his boxing IQ is very high. if you're a strong guy, and Sean is definitely strong at the weight, but let's not get that misconstrued that he's not been knocking guys out at welterweight. Okay, he's strong, he's physical, but that hasn't turned into knockouts. AB, and I said this yesterday on KQKC's call-in show. I called in, and salute to KQKC. I said that, AB gave Sean Porter problems. He even dropped Sean. But
yes, sir.
Bud is a better fighter than AB and has a greater constitution inside than AB. So he's not like Sean is going to go in there and mold him over. And lastly, I'll put it to you like this. You remember the basketball player? Now he's a Hall of Fame player, I guess, and great player, Allen Iverson?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Allen Iverson was about 6 feet tall, maybe 6'2". They try to give him, but he appeared to be closer to 6 feet tall, right? But he could play ball, right?
Yes, sir.
And it didn't matter if he was on the court with Michael Jordan or Kobe or any of those guys, right? He still got down. He did what he could do, right? He competed.
Most definitely, Stormy.
Absolutely. So that's how I liken Bud Crawford. And you have to say this. The stiffer the competition, the better you will see his skill set come out. Because that's when he's being challenged. You just heard me say prior to the opening up the lines for the calls that you see guys, they're fighting people on paper, they know they're supposed to win. But it's when they get challenged, that's when you're going to find out more about the individual than you ordinarily would know just by them beating guys that you know that they're supposed to take care of. He's going to be in a position to make a statement against someone like Sean Porter, because that's who people want to see him fight guys like. Oh, you wanted this? Okay, now I'm going to show you what I can do. Now, does that mean he's assuredly going to 100% go in and defeat Sean Porter? I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is you can believe he's going to compete and he's going to show what he has. And Sean Porter has got to be careful because the man can box. And that has always been a problem for a fighter like Sean Porter. Remember, he lost to Kell Brook. And Kell Brook's thing was boxing, keeping him at the end of the jab and tying him up. I don't think that that's going to be Bud's strategy or tactic at all. And if the fight is going to happen, I will, as we get closer to the fight, tell you what I think is going to happen. But I'm just glad that right now it's on the table and it's being discussed that there's a possibility that the fight may come to pass. But do not underestimate a multi-dimensional fighter in a fighter like Bud Crawford and a more of a two-dimensional fighter in a Sean Porter. Got you. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Anything else you got?
Oh, no, that's all for right now. I'm going to fall back into the chat. All right, man. Take it easy, Storm.
All right, man. Appreciate your call, bro. Thanks for calling, and don't forget to come in again. All right. There's another good call there. Another good call. Appreciate that. Yes, sir. What else we got going here? I know we got Battle Ready Fitness and Defense says salute Stormy and the whole mighty LDBC. My man Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens says, I still believe Danny Dubois will become champion even after his loss to Joe Joyce. I don't count out fighters as long as they keep their heads up and press forward. Learn from your losses. Absolutely, Reggie. Absolutely, man. Okay, we got another call coming in. Who we got here? Okay, good morning, 678 in the house. What's good with you? Who we got on the phone?
You got Pool Counter Boxing. What's going on, Stormybman? What's happening?
Oh man, poor counter. What's going on with you? Thanks for calling in, bro. How you doing this morning?
Oh, nothing much, man. Hey, I was just looking at this Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford fight, and I think it's going to be like Vernon Forrest and Mayorga. You remember that fight?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you remember how nice Vernon Forrest was? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, because you called in. I want you to
Okay,
get
you
your
remember
point out.
you remember how Vernon Forrest was just destroying folks, and he beat Shane Mosley, and you know what I'm saying, his boxing skills was just, I think Bud's better than Vernon Forrest, but I'm looking at the styles, and I'm looking at Mayorga's style. He just had that weird, awkward, he had that athletic ability, just to throw punches real fast, and he was strong. And Vernon Forrest just couldn't deal with him, man. And I'm wondering, is this? I'm looking at the Bud fight and thinking, is that how it's going to go, or is Bud just good enough to have the ability to make the adjustments? You know what I'm saying, to negate all that wild stuff that Sean does, even though he's polished up his act a little bit. But I think it's going to hurt him if he bring that boxing in, because he can't box with Bud at all, I think.
Well, it's nice that you considered the Vernon Forrest fight with Mayorga, but this is the difference between the two types of fighters. Bud has so much more character, resolve than Vernon Forrest had. Vernon Forrest allowed himself to be mentally incapacitated by Mayorga. It was mental. It wasn't physical. He had the physical tools and the gifts to be able to do certain things. Even his trainer, Ronnie Shields, talked about that. But with Bud, you have something a little bit different. I keep telling people.
So you got more dog.
Well, it's not just dog, because he's smart and he's intelligent in his boxing ability. This is one of the things that is sorely overlooked when you talk about him. See, he grew up a certain kind of way. Remember that the story goes, his mom never even told him she loved him. Okay?
Yeah.
He's a man that battles against something and has most of his life. So being tough, being rugged, all that don't mean nothing to him. He's faced that. He is that. Now, when you talk about equating his boxing ability with that, his ring smarts with that, and then the fact that a victory over an opponent like this, it's not going to make anybody shut up. But he also relishes in the fact.
It would for me.
No, listen. He also relishes in the fact of disproving people, proving them wrong. This is all he's wanted to do. This is all he's wanted to do. And remember, when he first came up to the weight of welterweight, he was asked, who would you like to take? He's like, I want all those guys. But he didn't call out a single name, but he said it. And because of the disposition he has, I believe that. But it began to turn. People turned on him and started saying, well, he needs to say so-and-so's name. He needs to say this. He needs to do that. He needs to jump through this loop of fire. He needs to roll under that car and not get hit. He needs to walk through that wall. He needs to swim across this ocean. Yeah, that's what you guys have put out there for him to do. But all he has done consistently is win.
How about just, all the narratives about against, but what I'm saying, I'm from the Sugar Ray Leonardum era, what I'm saying? All this narrative stuff about, against, but how about just get in the ring and fight the fights? You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't care about all the call-outs and what.
But listen, and this is great to have, because we got to put it out there. It's like all these guys who were the champs before he got up there. Yes, he beat the lesser of the guys in that guy, Jeff Horn, right? But if he wasn't all of that, why didn't somebody go over there and get that doggone WBO belt then?
They were trying to get it. everybody was trying to get that belt because they saw, that Jeff Horn they saw that Pacquiao fight, bro. That the Wolves were at the door. You know what I'm saying? For Jeff Horn, it was a race to who could get there first.
Yeah.
And of course, Crawford had the dibs, being with Top Rank.
Right, of course. But once he got the belt, then it was like, okay, it's politics now. Listen, man.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, I want to see the fights just like anyone else.
Okay, hold on. Let's not glance over this. Nobody else was going to get an opportunity besides Crawford. You see what I'm saying? It's not that. You know what I'm saying? Just because Terrence Crawford got the belt, they still had to go through Bob Arum to get the Bud. You see what I'm saying? And plus, people were still on their way up during that time. Errol Spence wasn't the dude he is now back then. You see what I'm saying? He ain't had no belts back then. You know what I'm saying? He was still on his way up. He was chasing Keith Thurman. And I think even Bud was chasing Keith Thurman because he was the man at the time. You know what I'm saying? When Bud started, when he came at the 147, it was Keith Thurman. Pacquiao was on his way out. You see what I'm saying? So these guys that you're talking about, they weren't the same, they weren't on the same status. Bud was ahead of those guys, you know what I'm saying, as far as, I think Sean Porter had he was just lost his belt to Keith Thurman, right? During that time, and Keith Thurman had 2 belts, and that's when Terrence Crawford said he wanted Keith Thurman because he was the man. Errol Spence wasn't nowhere in the picture. You see what I'm saying? They were still on the come up.
Keith Thurman checked his cojones at the door after he went over there and learned the arts of the Kama Sutra from that lady and everything. He's never been the same since.
You're right about that.
But he was supposed to be the man to either take on Bud or take on Earl. He was supposed to be that guy, and he didn't do that. He dropped the ball. That's why nobody wants to deal with him now. I can't blame him. But at the end of the day, you still have to fight him, because at the end of your career, you want the legacy of what transpires. You want that to be able to say, I did do it. Don't be him, because he wasn't gonna do it. You know what I mean? But do it, but do it on your terms, but still take care of the business. Now, again, if the Crawford Porter fight takes place, it's good for Bud more than Porter, because Porter has basically fought everybody at the weight. But what I'm telling you is this: if Bud is successful against Porter, it shouldn't be a surprise. If Porter is successful, if Porter is successful against Bud, it should be a surprise. But see, I'll tell you, there's going to be an asterisk the longer they hang this out, because Bud is getting older. Yeah. And he's come up through the weights. These guys have campaigned at the weight. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they're trying to really maximize the opportunity. And you figure, how long he's been at welterweight? He's been up there, 4 years now? A year and a half ago, we were saying he was a legitimate welterweight now. The Kell Brook fight, it's like, it showed me something about him being a welterweight. It's like, he's definitely a welterweight now, but he's also coming up on that period of time that a fighter could start to decline. Now I don't know of him having bad stuff outside the ring, like drinking and stuff like that, or running the streets. I don't know that aspect of his life. But if he's living clean enough, his years can still be extended a little further.
Yeah. Well, they said Bud leads to fight a lifestyle, and he's always training. So I think he's one of them rare fighters that's always on point. And, you know what I'm saying? So he's going to be hard to beat. But, I think he's going to get Sean Porter, but I think it's going to be a close fight.
Yeah. I'm just excited I think it's gonna be close. For the opportunity.
Me too. I mean, just for him to be in a fight where you think he might lose, you know what I'm saying? That's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Just for somebody to have the ability to compete with him. So that's what makes it so exciting for me. And you know, just to see Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford clash, that's the anticipation is off the chart.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
But
I just want to
I tell you,
it's
hey, if that fight takes place and Bud wins, I don't want to see another long layoff. I want to see him back in the ring again within 4 or 5 months. You know, I don't want him to go a whole another 8, 9 months. You know, because that's a long time. You got to fight, man. You got to get in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. Oh yeah, I just wanted to say, man, I loved your Lone Wolf and Cub series that you had going in your Kung Fu flicks.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I came up on that stuff.
Oh yeah, man. We got a lot more down the pipeline. It's like there's so many, you know. I think the very next one I'm gonna drop is gonna be Jet Li's Once Upon a Time in China, the first one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll be on you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be busy, but yeah, I'll be checking you out, man. When you did the Lone Wolf and Cub series, I was like, yeah. I like that's Stormybman, just the man.
Well, you gotta leave some comments in the chats and at the end of the videos, because I don't know you be out there watching, man. You gotta write something in there.
Yeah, but I'll be on my own. You know, I'll be trying to run my channel, and I'll be going to other people's channel. You know what I'm saying? And
It don't take but 2 seconds to write a comment, brother. Good stuff, and then exclamation point. That way I know you there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. You know, I'll be watching you. I sat there and watched you talk about the producers, the what's the name brothers you were saying, and yeah, I didn't know none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, well, Stormy B be up in there, boy, he be knowing.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, wow. I sat there and watched the whole thing. The one with the flying guillotine.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
I was like, wow. I was like, this dude here, man. So you know, you one of my favorites. Channels and stuff, you know, I know I don't be leaving no comments, but man, I be busy. I'm a truck driver, so I be all over the place.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, man. You know, I
appreciate it. Oh, no problem, man.
Hey, man.
I'll tune.
Yeah, I was just gonna say thanks for the call. We're gonna get some more calls in, but don't be a stranger. Come on back. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
All right.
Copenhagen want to bring loan credit if you got it. Sorry. We can.
Wow, another great call, man. That's what I'm talking about. Then he said he likes the Kung Fu joints too. That's good. Appreciate the call, man. Pull Counter Boxing. Appreciate you, bro. Going back to the chat for a moment. I know some people were making comments. Oh, we got another call. All right. It is a call-in show, ain't it? Okay. We got 267 out there in the house. Who's this?
Hello.
Yes, sir. 267. Go ahead.
Who is Stormy B?
Who you think it is? You call my channel. It's like, I don't know who you are. State your name, brother.
Oh, how you? This is Curtis. I'm calling from Philly, man.
This who?
This is Curtis. I'm calling from Philly. Curtis.
Okay. Good to hear from you, Curtis. You gonna call it? Is this Stormy B, man? Who you think it is, man? It's the Mass Marauder. Go ahead. What's on your mind, brother?
I'm the A-Man, man. I'm always in Curtis Price, A-Man 1000. That's me, man. That's me. Okay?
Okay. I got you.
Because you're talking about, you're talking about adversity, right? You know, as far as, people that's losing, that's getting up. You know, one of my favorite fighters is Glenn Johnson, the Road Runner.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Glenn Johnson, because like I said, I look at like I said, I'm 60 years old, so I'm old yourself. So I'm used to fighting. If you gonna say you're gonna fight somebody, fight them. You understand? That's the kind of person I am. You understand?
Right.
So but this is my question right here. I want to know, because like I said, you're talking to the other young man about Bud and Sean Porter, right? Now if that fight do happen, Now, my heart says Sean Porter, but I have to go with Bud because, like you were talking to the other young brother, that Bud, he's a dog, man. He got more spirit, as far as, like I said, if he get knocked down, he's going to get back up, That's all I really have to say, man. Like I said, I love the Three's Wise Men, brother, and I was kind of upset because, I watched you through my TV and everything, but making a long story short, that, I think it was one night, maybe yesterday or the day before, that your show didn't come on, and I was mad as hell. Man, I said, "Oh man," But like I said, keep up the good work, man. Like I said, I'm tuned to your Tuesday tussle, your Friday tussle. I'm tuned to you, man. So just keep up the good work, man. You got a fan in Philadelphia, man. Okay.
All right, man. I appreciate that, man. Much love to you. And let me say this before you go. Before you go, because this way you can take this, put it in your pocket, and you can put it on replay because it'll be on tape. Okay. This is the thing about Bud. It's more than him having dog in him. Okay. It's more than that. The man is a polished, skilled fighter. He is what we call a 5-dimensional fighter. The fact that he can switch orthodox and southpaw puts him at that 5th dimension. Okay. The other dimensions factor in defense, ring generalship, boxing IQ. Okay, what I'm saying? It's like he's multi-level.
He can do it all. Yeah, he can do it all.
Yeah, and you have to understand, if he's put in a position where he has to really focus, he's dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, man, Bud ain't no joke, man. But I was looking at it because like I said, when you're talking to that brother before me, I mean, even though like Sean is maybe like 1 or 2 dimensions, but I was looking at that. If they do fight, Sean will have to be in his chest all night, grabbing him, tying him up, and then when it's time, let his hands go and stuff like that. But that's all I have to say, man. But like I said, keep up the good work, man. Like I said, you got a fan in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, man. I'm the Amen man, okay?
All right, man. All right. I appreciate your call, bro. Okay. And don't be a stranger. Come back, okay?
Okay, you're a blessed day, bro.
All right.
Okay, no problem, man. Okay.
All right, peace.
All right, peace. Okay.
All right. We got some good calls today, man. Very good calls. Appreciate these people coming in and supporting, and don't forget to smash that like button as we get through this process together. Really appreciate everybody out there, man. Really do. But talking about, fighters like Bud Crawford, it's easy to say a guy got dog in him. You're supposed to have some dog in you as a professional fighter. You know what I mean? But it's the other things that are overlooked. Yes, sir. Let's see who we got here. We got my man. What's good with you, Kurt? Kurt Sugar, a.k.a. the Historian. What's going on with you, Kurt?
Stormy, what's going on, man? What's up, everybody? I'm just calling, showing support, man, and, just talking about, Bud Crawford. Piggyback off in the last caller, man. We don't like how Bud moving outside the ring, but people kind of getting things confused about his skill set. I think people kind of forgot how good Crawford it really is, man. I still got him number 1 pound for pound in my own personal opinion. So we'll see what happens, in October. More than likely he'll leave, but I want to see that Crawford and Spence fight, man. Is a huge fight. It's a legacy-defining fight, and I want it to happen.
Yeah, absolutely, Kurt. And I was trying to, express the sentiments of, it's more than him having dog in him. The man has skills and ability, and he's the kind of guy that the better the opposition is, the more you're going to see his talent come through, because he doesn't have to showcase anything when he's in there against guys that he's supposed to just get rid of or whatever, right? Or just easily defeat. And the fact that people called for a fighter like Sean Porter, personally, I think Crawford relishes this opportunity to prove naysayers. You know what I mean? So that's why I said Porter has got to be careful in this fight.
Yeah, I agree. I like Porter, man. I do. I just think Bud is a better fighter, and if they fight, I like Bud. You know, I'm going to see what happens with Spence and Pacquiao. I'm not going to give my prediction on Crawford and Spence because they got two dangerous opponents coming up. But if they do sign the fight, then I'm going to break down the fight and give my prediction. I already kind of knew who's going to win, but I'm not going to say nothing until they both sign on the dotted line, man. But looking forward to that fight, and you know, can't wait, man. You know, we got some good fights in the near future, man, coming up. So, you know, that's good as a boxing purist, boxing fan, however you want to put it, man. We got some very interesting fights, Casemiro and Reagandow. So just looking forward in general to the boxing schedule.
Yeah, man. And that last caller from Philly said, you know, they love the three wise men, man, and you know, was looking for the show that one night when we wasn't on, and he said he was mad.
Yeah,
that's good, man. We got some people out there tuning in for us, man, and you know, every chance I get, I always, you know, shout you and Scrapbook out, man, because you brothers deserve it, man.
Absolutely, man. The show stands on its own, man, when it comes to content. You know, I mean, you know, you got three brilliant minds, and, you know, we do what we do, you know, talk boxing. Ain't no foolishness. There ain't no tabloid show where we fanboys a particular fighter. We just talk everything, as I say, from soup to nuts. So, you know, that's a good thing, man. But I'm going to listen out, and, you know, but before I go, that was a terrible decision, that Friday fight between Bunch and Bochica, man. That was hard. That was horrendous, man.
Oh man, and I spoke about that, man. It's like, you know, we've got to do something about that. And I had put down the gauntlet for, or to even say it as a challenge for other channels and content creators to please start talking about this poor judging in fights, man, because we could turn the heat up. Our microphones are on live now. People are listening to us. And as long as we're talking about the correct things, there's power behind that. And that's one of the things we really need to turn the heat up on, is the fact that these judges are compromising the integrity of the sport with these horrible decisions that they come up with. And someone needs to take them to task. Someone needs to question, where did you come up with this? You're sitting here watching the fight like even the other two judges can have a fight one point or another way, one way or the other way. But here you go and you put an 8, 9, 10 point difference between. What fight are you watching? You know, you're compromising the integrity of the sport when you do these kind of foolish things. And this is kind of something that we should definitely turn the heat up on these guys about.
Absolutely, man. But I gave Bochica like 2 rounds, man.
Yep, that's what I gave him.
Yeah, that left jab was popping in the head like a rag doll, man. He wanted to fight on his jab alone, man. But the boxing judges, people don't understand, they're not boxing people. You need boxing people to put them in that position where you can judge a fight properly and accurately, man. But they got people who don't know nothing about boxing. They get these jobs, man. And I ain't gonna, you know, take all day, but I know you got some more calls to get to, man. But I'll be listening. I just wanted to call in.
Yeah, man, and I appreciate that, Kurt. I really do, man. Thanks for calling, and we'll you know, we'll be talking, and we, like I said, I'm gonna try to encourage some of these other content creators to speak more on these horrible judges, man. Got to do that.
Absolutely.
All right, bro. Peace to you.
Okay, so, yes, sir.
Great call from my brother Kurt Sugar, man. This is what it's about, man. We have to, when we use our platforms in the correct manner, we can really get things done. We, you know, moving and shaking out here. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. So, and for those of y'all didn't see, I got my Deontay Wilder, Team Wilder Bronze Bomber t-shirt on today. That's what this is. Stormy B, man, be trying to show support, you know, in his own way. So we didn't get the fight last night, but I got my t-shirt on this morning because I thought I was going to be able to wear it anyway, proudly. And, you know, here this guy go and keeping us from witnessing legal homicide, as Malik Scott likes to say. But yeah, while we're at it, we could just get down into talking about this guy. And maybe some caller would like to call in and talk about him. This guy, Tyson Fury, what are your thoughts on him? What do you think about him pulling out of the fight 16 days before the fight and claiming to have had C-19 running through his camp and whatnot, when both he and people in his camp, they were all out at public venues and everything? I just think they lied. I think they lied. He was getting his butt whooped in training, and people was like on it. We got another call coming in. Let's see who we got. All right. Salute to my main man, Mademan. What's going on with you, brother?
What is up, Stormy? What's going on, man? What's up with you?
Oh, it's all good, man. We got
yes,
brother
sir,
Mademan,
man. You know,
Mademan in the house.
Man, you know I had to call in.
Yeah, I'm glad you did,
yes,
brother.
Sir. Yes, sir, man. I've been wanting to get in.
Yeah, I'm glad you
man,
did.
I've been wanting to get in, man. I've been sitting back just waiting on a free slot to get in there, man. You know, the calls are rolling on through, man, and I'm loving the show thus far. I'm just in the background listening, man, and I'm loving it, bro. Keep on doing your thing, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. And
yes,
you helped me. I want everybody out there in the airwaves to know that brother Mademan helped make this possible. He assisted Stormy with that, and I tell you publicly here on the air, you see how when people work together and they can come together and do some good things, it's because I'm able to do this show right here, the call-in show. Brother Mademan helped me out tremendously with that. So I can give credit.
Hey, man,
you know
don't
what I'm
mention
saying? And I appreciate that.
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Appreciate
hey,
it.
bro, I love the channel and I love the show, and I'm always here to help, man. But if I could bring a little something to the table in the conversation, you know, hey, I want to talk about Joe Joyce, man. You see the performance yesterday, right? I heard you talking about it a little earlier.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm curious to know how much of a threat is this dude for real? Because now, after watching him last night, I'm almost ready to put him in the top 5 of the heavyweights. You know what I mean? And I'm saying, how far is Joe Joyce going to go? I know his style. It looks ugly. And I envision him in there with Deontay Wilder, and Deontay Wilder knocking his head to the 10th row. But I just don't know, bro. It's just like, he's taking his licking and keep on ticking. He got tough skin. He ain't really getting beat up, but he get a lot of hands put on him. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, I just wonder how big of a threat is he for real? I mean, can he wipe out Luis Ortiz? Can he wipe out Dillian White? I think there's a good possibility. So I just, what do you think? How big of a threat you think this guy is in the heavyweight division?
Listen, I don't mind repeating myself when it comes down to some good boxing talk. So here we go. You don't have to feel bad about putting him in your top 5 because I got him in the top 4. I got him just behind Wilder, Fury, and Joshua, because those 3, and I don't have any of them in any particular order, because there are things that are questionable about all 3, right? But at the same time, what we know about Joe Joyce is that just like his nickname, the Juggernaut, he is coming on. He's coming on. He's coming on. And let's not gloss over the fact that he turned back one of the heavyweight hopefuls. And the fact that, you know, that guy was talking about knocking out Wilder and everything, remember? Dubois.
Yeah.
He was talking about knocking out Wilder.
Yeah.
He couldn't even get past Joe Joyce's jab.
That's crazy.
And the fact And the fact of the matter is, Bryant Jennings went 12 rounds with Vladimir Klitschko.
Mm-hmm.
But in his fight with Joe Joyce, he barely won a round.
Yep.
And
that's why I'm wondering, is this guy an anomaly, bruh?
Well, and salute to the brother Copper Aborigines who just subscribed to the channel. Appreciate your subscription. This is what I gotta say. Joyce is like Ray Mercer, you know, but with better character. Think about it. Ray Mercer was a gold medalist in the Olympics. He got into the pros. He was a noted slugger, right? And he was knocking guys out. He was strong. He could take a great shot. But after his fight with Tommy Morrison, you know, he got a couple $1 million for that fight. He changed. He changed
think it was
because the money made him kind of different. You see what I'm saying? And so he wasn't training like he could and should and things like that. Then he had a chance against Riddick Bowe coming up, and then he pulled that crap that he pulled with Jesse Ferguson. And you know, he lost out on that. So then he, in complacency and contentment, he comes back against Lennox Lewis, but not well trained against Lennox Lewis. He fought Lennox Lewis to a split decision. Imagine if he had been in shape and had hunger. He probably would have beaten Lennox or knocking him out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but here you have Joe Joyce, silver medalist. Okay, can take a shot like Mercer. Just winning, beating guys like Mercer, but he don't have the bad stuff. I spoke earlier in the show talking about his character. I'm like, if you were to sit down and have a conversation with Joe Joyce, he don't even seem like a fighter. You know what I mean?
No, we don't.
But
he seemed like a big mama's boy or something, you know. But I see, you know.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
But in the ring, you can't make him take a step backwards. And salute to Pookie Bear 97 out there with another subscription, man. Appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel. I hope that you're enjoying this content.
You know what, Stormy? I think you hitting it perfect, bro. You think it's the money that might soften him up and make him have a difference of approach to the fight game. You think that would be the one thing that can take that it factor away from him?
We don't know that yet. The money. We don't know that yet because he hasn't made that kind of money yet. He has to make, but while he's still hungry, while he's still, you know, where he is, he's dangerous.
Facts.
He's dangerous. You know why? Because he can outlast the other guy. Think about it. He takes a hell of a shot. He's always in really good condition for a big man like him. And his weight fluctuates 20 to 30 pounds, being 6'6" like he is. He could come in at 240 something. He could come in at 260. But he's a big guy. He can carry it. Just like Lennox. You remember Lennox, early on, he was 235, 230. You know, after he got with Emmanuel told him, let's bring it up about 10 pounds. So he was like 240, 245, you know, and he carried it, and he carried it well. So Joe Joyce is that guy who you're going to have to respect, and he can take it, but can you? You know what I mean? It's like, if you don't have an eraser like a Deontay Wilder, right? He gonna be in there for 12 rounds at least, minimum. And then don't forget, he's hitting you. He's hitting you. And he's strong. So it's like, if you can't hurt him and he's in there and he's out, you're gonna get tired. And what does fatigue do? Make cowards out of men. See?
His consistency, bro, is like crazy. It's like a drip by drip approach. While these dudes are out here throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him, he just staying real consistent, coming forward, slow jab, right hand, occasionally hit it. And it's like that. I don't know. It's like the tortoise in the hare, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like the hare that runs off fast and try to make it to the finish line fast, but that tortoise that's consistent and he might be moving slow, but that hare gonna get tired and that tortoise gonna win the race. That's what I see with Joe Joyce, like each and every time. The tortoise in the hare, man. You know what I mean? And I just wonder how far will that take him once he started to enter the elite level of the heavyweight division, you know?
Well, see, this is the thing. You heard me say also during this call with you, I said, I don't have in those three guys at the top above him in any particular order because they all have an assortment of issues that need to be ironed out. Now, let's just say Wilder, he has an eraser, but I don't think one from Wilder will get Joe Joyce out of there. I don't think one from Wilder gets him out of there, which means Wilder's going to have to put them together. Okay? And if you hit him with one, if you hit him with one and you show him that you can hurt him, and then he goes into a thing of being defensive now where he's not going to take certain chances. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He could still wear you down.
Yes.
AJ,
if you don't put him down, AJ is not the most.
AJ is not the most tough guy in the division. So with him, if he can't get you out of there with what he does, then it's over for him. And Fury is the type of fighter that Joe Joyce would look great against. Because Fury is not going to try to match him physically because he can't. And with that stuff he does, that feigning and all of that, Joe Joyce is just going to keep coming on. And next thing you know, he's hitting Fury with stuff. And Fury going to try to exchange with him, get him up off of him, and boom. Lights out.
Yep.
Fury was getting beaten up in training right now by these young upstarts, Efe Ajaba and Jared Anderson. He couldn't get past them guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there are things on the horizon that are going to help settle the smoke in the heavyweight division. All we need to do is see them play out with the three guys at the top. And by the way, I don't think the third fight is happening. I think Fury is going to opt to take that arbitrator's ruling and say, well, you know what? Forget this. I don't want to fight him. I'm going to retire. And then he'll come back at a later time, just having avoided his obligation of this third fight, just like he did with Vladimir Klitschko.
Wow. Well, I wouldn't put that past Tyson Fury. I can definitely see it happening. Right now, I don't have no belief whatsoever in Tyson Fury. It's a foundational saying. So at the end of the day, I just don't know which way he's going to go. I'm just looking out for the headlines, man. I ain't trying to predict it. I truly think that I'm with you, but I think there's a 50-50 chance either way. But with Tyson Fury, man, you just honestly, just truly never know, man. But I will say with Joe Joyce, what you just described to me, Stormy, is that he basically is a threat to these remaining heavyweights if he continuously wins, especially if he gets through another big name, because he's already got rid of, like you say, Jennings, and he's already got rid of guys like Takam, and I think he'll wipe out Joseph Parker. I think he beats Dillian White, guys like that. I truly think that he's going to be a threat, and they're going to have to figure out how to deal with him. And he's like the Benjamin Button of boxing, bro. If you go back to his amateurs, he was much more sharp. Now it's like he digressed, but got better. It's hard to explain, you know what I mean?
Check this out, main man. If they want to give him a marquee fight, give him this fight right here, and I pick him, and that's going to be the fight that makes him legitimate.
What's that?
Luis Ortiz.
I love that fight. I think that's a beautiful fight.
That makes him legitimate. He beats Ortiz. He's for real. And guess what? He can beat Ortiz. You know why? Ortiz has been knocked out twice by Wilder. He's been brutally knocked out. So it's like he don't have what he had before that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it
don't mean that he's washed up.
Deal with that.
It don't mean that he's washed up. It's just that when you've been knocked out by a puncher like Deontay Wilder, you're not the same anymore. You're not. That threshold of endurance and being able to absorb punishment, it kind of that's broken now. It's not the same. And you have to watch a lot of boxing to understand that. But I think that that's a great fight for Joe Joyce. Luis King Kong Ortiz, and I think he can beat Luis King Kong Ortiz. And that is not a slight on King Kong. It's just that he's one of the ones that I think can beat King Kong, but King Kong can still deal with a number of other fighters in the division.
Right. Wow. Well, good chopping it up, Stormy. I don't want to stop up the line too long, brother. I just wanted to get in and get a call, man, and hear your thoughts on Joyce, man. And I'm going to tell you, bro, I think he got me a bit excited. Another addition to the heavyweight that we can consider a real player, you know, man. And I think that's nothing but good. You know, whenever the heavyweight division thrives, you know, boxing thrives. So I'm glad that we hopefully adding Joe Joyce amongst the top names of the heavyweight division. I'm dying to see how far he goes, you know. But you have a great show, Stormy, man. I'm going to be tuning in into the chat, man. I'm on the road myself, so I'm going to be catching the rest of the show from the chat, bro.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man. And thanks for coming in and stopping in for the call in, and come back, okay?
No, for sure. This going to be a regular thing, man. I'll see you next Sunday. You know what I'm saying? For sure, man. For sure.
All right, bro. Peace. Man, with brothers like you guys, you make the show easy, man. It's like to call in with these great calls and questions and make me, you know, pick my brain. That's good. I appreciate that. You know, there are some fights on the horizon that we'd like to see, you know, and that right there, that's a pretty darn good fight. Luis King Kong Ortiz and Joe Joyce, very good fight. If the promoters are out there listening, man, you guys, matchmakers, put that fight on. That's a good fight. Darn good fight for boxing, man. Darn good fight for boxing. So, but yeah. What else will we got? I know that there had been some talk coming up in next Saturday. We got this Michael Coffey and Gerald Washington fight, a PBC Fox fight next Saturday. Hey, Gerald Washington in there again. Michael Coffey. A lot of people feel like Coffey is a future contender out there. His fight against Washington, he should be favored. Washington doesn't seem to have enough of that that we think that can challenge, but at the same time, being big boys in the heavyweight division, you just don't know. And let's see. You know what I mean? Let's see. That's next Saturday on Fox, a PBC card, and they got some good fighters on the undercard there. We're going to check them out. You got James Martin taking on Vito Mielnicki Jr. Joey Spencer is coming back, and he's taking on Dan Carpensy. So that's a Fox TV fight, kind of like a card that you would see on Tuesday Night Fights. So, you know, let's get it. Let's see it, you know. And don't forget, coming up, you got AJ is going to be fighting in September. I think it's September 24th, 25th, something like that. Alexander Usyk. This is a fight that a lot of people are saying that Usyk is not big enough for AJ and everything like that. But AJ has a little bit of trouble with smaller heavyweights. So, and Usyk is at least as skilled as Andy Ruiz. He might not have Andy Ruiz's punching power, but do we know? He's had a chance to settle in at the heavyweight division. He's carrying that weight around on a regular basis now. Maybe if they had fought a year ago, like it was supposed to happen, AJ could have taken care of Usyk a lot easier. But now I think that, you know, Usyk has had a couple of fights under his belt. And, hey, listen, it could be a challenge. What do you guys think? I don't know. But, yeah, I want to say salute to the subscribers. We had a few subscribers today. Really appreciate that, man. You guys are helping to grow the brand of Boxing Talk here on Stormybman channel. Appreciate that support. And we will continue to try to bring you quality content. But we still got time for some more calls if someone else wants to call in and talk about some fights on the horizons, fights you'd like to see, fights you didn't like. You know, let's discuss. We got a little time. Stormy gonna let you guys call in for that. We'll go back to the, let's see what we got here. Okay, we got 313 in the house. Who's calling and what's on your mind?
Hey, brothers. Hey, brother Stormybman. This is Copper Aborigine.
Hey, man, Copper Aborigines, man. Salute to you, bro, and thank you for subscribing to the channel, man.
Hey, I've been trying to get on and just wasn't able to find the actual time because I'm in Detroit and I think you're what, in Chicago?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So my time of working and trying to get home and then trying to do this at the same time, that's what's really been getting in my way. But now we on shutdown. Now I can take care of business.
Yes, sir.
But what I wanted to speak
Hey,
to
turn your audio down in the background. Whatever you got, a tablet or phone or something in the background, just turn it down a little bit.
Okay. How's that?
Okay, that's better because then I don't hear the echo. Then.
Okay. Check this out. One, I wanted to speak to you about one fighter, but two different types of fighting styles, and we're gonna go back in our day.
Okay.
First, I want to speak to you about. Now, I make a joke, and a lot of people don't like the joke, but I don't care. I said that Cassius Clay was the greatest heavyweight that ever lived.
Mm-hmm.
Most people get upset with that. I said, let me explain something to y'all. I said, Cassius Clay and Muhammad Ali were two different type of fighters. I said, you couldn't have never poured Muhammad Ali up in there with Cassius Clay. Cassius would have beat him to death.
Mm.
That's my facts. Cassius would have beat him to death because he didn't take that crap off nobody. Muhammad, on the other end, after he came back after 72, and he had them few fights with Jerry Quarry and what's my man's name from Argentina, the one that kept calling him chicken, and he beat
Oscar Bonavena.
Exactly. Now, what people, I don't think anybody really paid attention to that fight, even though he whooped on Oscar. Oscar exposed him. Oscar, go back and look at that fight. Oscar exposed him to the left hook, the same way Henry Cooper did to Cassius Clay. He was suspect to the left hook. That's what Joe Frazier did to him. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to move this forward. Not too long ago, you mentioned Joe Joyce.
Yes.
I watched that brother while he was in the Olympics. I was shocked at what I was looking at. You know who I saw? He copied his style. I don't think nobody paid no attention to it. You mentioned that his style was methodical, right? Straightforward.
Don't tell me George Foreman.
Exactly. But he's better than George.
Hey,
Precisely.
I know my boxing, brother. I know my boxing.
Hey, when I saw him, I was scared to death. I said, oh, no, not another one. And I said, the reason why I said not another one is because this one throws a jab, a straight jab. And when he throws that jab, it hurts you. A lot of people not paying attention to Joe Joyce.
He got a pulverizing jab, bro.
Yes, he does. And he has a full arsenal. I don't think nobody's paying attention to this guy. And I think I know why. And it's because of what you said. One, he don't back up. Two, you can basically see every shot he throw and can't get out the way of it. The reason why you can't get out the way of that crap is because it's heavy.
Yep.
He's heavy-handed. So when he hits you, wherever he hits you, it hurts.
Listen, I
And it's
talked
not-
about
and
it
it's
on
not-
my Friday night chop session, and last night on my post fight show. I talked about Joe Joyce, and I said, when you watch a Godzilla movie, right? Now everybody know how big Godzilla is. He's like 400 stories, whatever, big giant monster, right? And when they show him walking in slow motion because he's so massive. But he's covering miles of terrain when he moves. So the impression is he's slow, but not really, because he's covering an expanse of mileage, right? So think about it like this. Think about it like this. Joe Joyce is a massive guy as well. And when you're in there with him, he's 6'6", got pretty much an 80-inch reach. He's ponderous. He don't take a step back. He's just coming like a wall. That alone, trying to get away, we ain't even talking about getting hit by him, right? Just trying to get the hell out of the way of the guy is exhausting.
Well, I'm going to tell you what you didn't mention. Show you how much I pay attention, because I told you I'm from the old crunk, from up under Emmanuel Stewart, with Bernard Mays and Thomas Hearns and Milt McQuarrie,
Yes,
them
sir.
cats. Okay? Let me show you what he does. Nobody's paying attention. First, people need to pay attention to his feet. His feet. Not his legs, his feet. Second, look at this guy's calves. Third, look at his thighs. Fourth, look at how he cuts that ring off on you. He don't give you a chance to stand in the center of that ring.
Nope.
You backing up, and he cuts that ring. He puts you right there in that what do we call it? Triangle.
Yep, that's what I call it.
Once your back is lined up with that corner post, you ain't going to the left or right with him.
And where did
But
he?
you know, corny-
Where in the ring did he hurt Takam last night?
Wait a minute. Let me think.
Well-
Right there alongside, right
Thank
there in that same corner.
Thank you. See, I'm telling you, it's like, listen, I don't mind talking to you, brother, because you know what you're talking about, and it makes it so much easier to have a rapport.
Look.
Because you know what you're looking at. See, for me to say certain things like this, if I say it out on the air, they'll be like, what are you talking about, Stormy? You crazy, But see, you understand. This is why it's great to have the call-in show so we can have this kind of conversation. So now you put people up on game. They go back and look at things. They say, oh, this is what they're talking about. See?
I'm gonna tell everybody on this line, if they listening, y'all better pay attention to y'all ain't been paying attention to the second coming of Joe Louis, because y'all looking in the heavyweights. No, this brother is in the welterweights. It's been Earl the True Spence the whole time, but y'all don't look at these old fighters. Y'all don't look at old Mongoose. You don't look at Joe Louis. You don't look at Ezra Childs. You don't see this. So y'all thinking, oh yeah, Spence. No, Spence using a style on these guys that they not used to it. And when he bang on you, he's going through you. See, we learned this a long time ago. We just don't hit you. When we hit you, we drive into the back of your head all the way through. And if you want proof of it, go back and look at the old fights of Thomas Hearns when he hit somebody with that jab. He dang near took your head off your shoulders. And he the only guy I know that outside of maybe Mayweather, because Mayweather is pretty good with it too, but not that good. He the only guy I know that used a jab on you and hid the right hand. And once he hid that right hand and you done got popped with that jab 2 or 3 times, he pounced you up off that canvas with that right hand because you didn't see it coming.
Listen, Copper Aborigine, I will tell you this, bro. It's just like the fight that took place when we were watching the fight card from Saturday night from Friday night on Showbox, where we saw this kid Chiron Brunch, and he was taking on that kid Janelson Boca Chica. I was looking at how Chiron Bunch was boxing, man, and he was sticking that jab. Now, these guys are welterweights as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking at his style, and I'm looking at his jab, and I'm like, man, you know who I see? And I talked to Kurt Sugar behind the scenes about this. I was like, dude, it was like looking at a young Pinklin Thomas. And you know how Pinky had that jab, right?
He knock your head off with
Pinky's jab was so good. I had a conversation with Pinky, and salute to Pinky. He had been under the weather, but he's doing much better now.
Great.
I had a conversation with Pinky, and I asked him, I said, I've always wanted to ask you this question. Are you a converted southpaw? Because your jab was so dominant, so effective. Right up there with Larry Holmes, if not better. And he said, no. He said, I just happen to be ambidextrous. You play basketball, you can shoot with your left or shoot with your right. He's like, it's the same thing for boxing for me. So I was like, man, unbelievable. The guy's jab was as strong as his right hand.
Yes, it was. And I watched that, and I'm going to tell you something. I know a lot of people going to be going to tell me I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about, but they can say what they want to say. Pinklin Thomas threw that fight with Mike Tyson. Go back and look at it. Go back and take a real good look at that fight. You ain't never seen Pinklin up in no fight like that. They can say Mike was quick, he moved. No, you're not getting past that jab that man had. Why do you think people were ducking this guy? You know how much trouble it took Pinklin to get to where he was at in the heavyweight game?
Yeah. But the problem I had with Pinky, he has some issues outside the ring for a time, and it's like, he dropped that fight to Trevor Berbick, and I was like, going into that fight, I was like, he gonna whoop Trevor Berbick, right? And then
exactly
when Trevor Berbick won that fight, I was like, what the hell's going on here?
Thank you. It wasn't that he had trouble outside the ring. It was go back and pay attention to who his managers were. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, I get you what you're saying. Yeah, I get you.
See.
Yeah.
See. And that's why I could point certain things out. I like to talk to you offline about a certain particular time from I'm gonna tell you from 64 to 67.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna point something out to you, and then I'm gonna point it out to you between 72 and 75. And when I
all you got to do is hit me up in my Gmail. My Gmail is in the description box down there. So if you want to hit me up there, leave contact information or whatever, just hit me up in the Gmail.
Yeah, because you're going to be surprised. And I learned this from my two grandfathers. And I know they would know because they were gamblers. And they come, if they born 1906, they know some stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, well, dang, I would have loved to have gotten you, Kurt, Drew, and if possible, Fanon on there. Definitely Barbershop, because he do a lot of research himself. And see, Kurt has all the tapes. He can go take a look at this, and he'll start to put it together too. He gonna say, "I'll be darned." Yeah.
Okay, well, just hit me up in that Gmail, and then we'll set some things up and have some discussions. Hey, we're always looking to increase the knowledge and understanding of this sport. You know what I mean? It help us know what we're looking at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You remember how they did how they used to do Marvin Hagler?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they were doing Marvin like that, Marvin was undefeated for what? Dang near 20 years.
Right.
If they were doing Marvin like that, now go back and take a look at Pinklin Thomas.
Right.
And you'll be able to put it together. See, it's easy to connect the dots with our elder fighters to these fighters to today. Now look at these guys out here today. Remember, we used to watch what is it called? Not Wild World of Sports. HBO, Boxing After Dark.
Yes.
Okay. All of this that we're looking at today, people, that started back then on Boxing After Dark with those two commentators. And they were telling us all the time what this day was going to be like today. They have been trying to get our boxers get our fighters out of the boxing game for over 20 years now. They've been wanting them out of there.
I agree.
And they telling us all the time. And they giving us a way out because they mentioned one thing, Stormy. You want to know what it is?
What's that?
It's going to tear they're going to tear their behind with it. Matter of fact, Eddie Hearn just did it last week before last, rather. Was it last week? Week before last. Did not he come out and say that the Tyson Fury Deontay fight was not selling?
Yeah. Which we know is a lie, but yeah.
Yeah. But see,
planting the seeds.
Didn't Abel, what's his name? Abel Sanchez.
Plant seeds.
Come out years ago and say what?
Yeah, black fighters don't sell. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Planting those negative seeds.
Exactly, and they've been doing it all the time. Now, proof is in the pudding. Let us be out of these fights. Just take us out of there. Not to say we don't fight nowhere, but just take us out from among all the rest of them that got out there. And then start putting our fighters fighting each other without fighting them other people, and see who's selling and who ain't selling.
Right.
Guaranteed, we selling out arenas. I bet you they don't sell out no arenas.
Yeah.
See, people talk, but they can say whatever they want to say. The proof is in the pudding. Ain't nobody coming to see them people fight. I don't care what nobody tell me. I've been watching boxing since I was 4 years old, or 3. Our people been selling out a long time. You can go all the way back from Jack Johnson and bring it all the way up to now. Even the haters are paying to see us lose. Been doing it. Mayweather proved that. He just took what they were doing to the earlier fighters and used it to his advantage. And got paid $1 billion off of that.
Right.
Because we don't sell. So they've been lying on us a long time, but the proof is in the pudding. Man, you brothers is laying it down, man. See, I know y'all not my age.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know this. Y'all been laying it down. Y'all been opening up cans of worms on them that they can't even close. There's no lid for them to close this up. Y'all the worst police in the country.
Hey, man, you know, when you have a microphone, when you have a microphone, it's always good to have substance to speak into it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That goes a long way when you have substance to speak into that mic. Anybody can have a mic and start speaking, but the substance of which you speak, that's what makes the difference.
I had to turn a lot of the brothers and sisters on to the LDBC at work. And I said, y'all really need to be paying attention to these brothers and sisters. I said, because y'all talk a little bit about boxing, this, that, and the other, but no, you going to get you a wealth of knowledge from them. They going to give you more than the inside scoop. You going to get some things that ESPN ain't telling you. And I said, they going in deep. And I said, when they go in deep, they stripping them down. Just like I do a car. I strip it all the way down and build it all the way back up with new parts. I said, this is what they do. But they ain't building it back up with new parts for them. I said, they getting ready to shut down old media. You might not even see them sports television no more.
Yeah.
And I love what Southern T Boxing did. That is the funniest thing. That is the funniest thing to me. I've been cracking up ever since. I've been teasing the brother too. He'll tell you, I've been teasing him. I told him, I said, man, you better get you about 4 or 5 locks on your dough. Because they're going to come get you about that nonsense you just pulled.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
Well, look
Yes,
here, brother.
indeed.
We're gonna wrap this call up, but I want you to drop me the Gmail. You know what I mean? And then
Okay,
we can.
I'll
we
do.
can
Oh,
pick
no,
up.
I'm going to definitely do that.
Yeah.
And I'll leave my contact with it all then, you know.
Yes, sir.
But
Because
you're
I
going to really
definitely want
dig
to
this.
speak to you further, and I'm sure my man Kurt is still out there in the chat. I'm sure he'd want to hear from you as well. So we'll get together, man, and that's what we should be doing. We should be networking, pooling together, because you have history that you can share with us. And guess what? We take it and we share it. And it's like, that's how we stay grounded and connected. It's like, people understand you can't be breaking off into a lane or a path on your own. You have to understand that it works as a network. And what does a
Everything is
net
connected.
do? A net goes out, it reaches out and captures a great deal of substance. So it's like, you can't catch nothing with a
Absolutely.
string, but with a net,
Heck no.
you can catch a whole lot.
Catch a lot with a net.
You
That's
know what
right.
I'm saying? So
That's right. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
But yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I
So
do.
do that. You know, leave me contact information and everything in the Gmail, and we'll be in touch,
What-
man.
What is that? Stormybman 66.
No. That's the Cash App. The Gmail is
Oh.
stormybman@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah, stormybman@gmail.com. That's the Gmail.
Got it. Got it.
All one word,
I'll definitely do that.
stormybman@gmail.
Man, y'all going to be surprised about this little information about the greatest.
All right.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know. All I could do is tell y'all, go back into the day and study up on when they first was drafting him.
Yeah, okay,
And you gonna notice something.
we'll get to it, bro. But I gotta
Okay.
wrap things up because I'm on a time slot here.
That piece.
All right.
Okay.
I
All
appreciate your call, man. Don't be a stranger. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel, and we look forward to seeing and hearing from you again. Okay.
Appreciate it. Definitely.
All right.
Thank you.
You take care, brother.
Absolutely. Thank
All right.
you.
Peace.
Peace, everybody.
Peace. That's my man, Copper Aborigines out there. He's been out there in the chat, paying attention to the shows, writing in the chats, and he decided to call in for the call-in show today. And I didn't want to cut him off because he had some things he wanted to express, and we will get a chance to talk to him even more, a great deal and in detail. And we probably will have him back as well. So, man, this has been a great day of a call-in show once again, doing some wonderful things out here with you all in the community, man. And we're going to shut down the calls for now because it's just about time to roll on out of here. But I want to say thank you to everyone that contributed to the call-ins today. And if we didn't get you today, we'll get you next time. You know what I'm saying? We can only get so many, but I let that one go a little bit because he has some things he was dropping, and also with the time that we had. So all things considered, great show. Number of you have been rolling with Stormybman from the start, and some of you have come along during the ride, and I hope that you're enjoying what we're doing here on the channel, man. We're doing our best to bring you quality content, and this is just another avenue to open up good boxing talk discussion. So with that being said, for those that didn't get a chance to smash that like button, please smash the like button on your way out. But this has been another Answering the Bell with Stormybman, where we talk boxing here, straight up and down, meat and potatoes. So if you guys gonna work as a Monday morning, hope you have a wonderful work week. Enjoy yourselves, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll catch you guys next weekend for another great show. It's Stormybman. I'm signing off for now. Peace, love, and everybody stay safe out there. We'll catch you on the next one.